Right, is everything all good? Looks like everything's all good, hopefully. So, yep. Hello, everyone. It's me, Gabby, back again. It's bullshit day. It's bullshit time. It's Umineko. Umineko, episode 8. Big fancy episode 8. The final episode of Umineko, from what I can tell. Um, I didn't expect that I was going to be able to do episode 8 this week. I thought I was going to wait until like next week because I don't know, just the way, generally I kind of wait a bit to start the next episode. I don't really do it. This is in fact like a few minutes like just after I finished episode 7. But yeah, the way I did it, like I only had about was only streaming for like half an hour today, and I finished episode 7, and I'm like, well, kind of I feel like I'm still got some more streaming in me. So let's do episode 8. Actually, just get started on it. Um, so which will be very interesting because it's interesting because in fact, if anything, from what we've really understood, this entire story has essentially been over since episode 4, really, arguably, or maybe even episode 5. But like, it has essentially just been characters almost picking up the pieces, trying to understand exactly what the first 4 episodes even really meant, what it means to different people, what it means to, yeah, all that. Maybe some answers sprinkled in there now and there, but also just, yeah, just a really is very much a deconstructing this whole idea of the witch's game, of the characters, of Beatrice, of it's just a mind screwy mind fuck of mind everything's. And basically last episode we kind of ended essentially it was just that really it's just that Bernie is still out for revenge because she is just a sadist, and she just wants to come up with really terrible stories with no happy endings where people are brutal and show that they kill each other and horrible things happen, and she just wants to do that because she just hates Beatrice. And yeah, we're not really sure what's going on. I guess it seems like the framing device, or at least the plot cliffhanger for episode 8, is Battler is finally stepping up after being absent pretty much most of episode 7, and pretty much saying, I'm going to give you a nice story. I'm going to explain to you what happened on Rokajima, but a nice version of it to tell to Ange, so Ange doesn't have to feel miserable because like she has the assumption that something terrible happened on that island which led to all of her family dying, and people are basically defaming her family from beyond the grave because nobody knows what happens. That it's just, yeah, but basically all that like because nobody knows what happens, people can just use that opportunity to just defame the dead and all that stuff from beyond the grave, and just kind of just just being really really rude people, very sad, very annoying people who are just being assholes because they can. Whereas she is essentially still just a girl with a lost family. She doesn't want to have all that shit happen to her. So basically, yeah, it seems like that's what it is. Settler is basically, yeah, being like I want to make us, I want to have a story, a nice story, a resolved story, so that so that all those who come after, which that is is Ange, has have a way to explain what's happening that is nice and doesn't like make everybody out in the Ishurimiya family to be horrible people. So yeah, this is episode 8, Twilight of the Golden Witch. Good morning. To think that this is goodbye brings me great sadness as well. Yeah, I mean, it is the final episode, which is kind of crazy. Late night stream, or in your case, afternoon, let's go. Yeah, I just finished episode 7, but, yeah, so, because I was only, like, I'd gotten through most of that, so I'm still streaming for the rest of the day for a bit. I prepared a farewell party for this night. There'll be a game tournament as well, so I ask you to participate with vigor. Like Pepper, the difficulty comes in tiny yet spicy grains. Why not participate yourself at the very end? That is implying essentially that this last episode might be almost like audience participation in a way, that it's like this whole thing has actually been, which I haven't didn't realize until partway through, is basically a conversation between essentially between Ryukishi 07 and the readers, where he is or they are. I don't think we actually know their gender. They are presenting a bunch of closed room, locked room murder mysteries, and kind of hinting at some ways to solve it, and kind of saying, "Hey, can you figure it out?" So maybe that's what they're talking about here, where it's saying like, why don't you participate in the game? You the reader, as opposed to the character, the parts in in the story itself, where there are characters who are also reading the plot of the Beatrice's game and trying to figure those things out themselves. So they're like surrogates to the audience, surrogates to us, but they're not actually us. Anyway, it's Umineko Umineko is great. And Umineko is great because there's so much to talk about, to explain, and to kind of theorize that, like, I don't even know where to start. And I love getting into media, and it's actually a piece of media, and I'm like, yeah, this is good shit. It's not just, oh, it was a fun story, I guess, but like I've heard this before and I've seen this before, and it's like I don't really get anything out of it. I really am glad I played this, and I would recommend it to people, although I don't know if they have the same patience as I do, and the same understanding of context, and the same. It would be really cool if somebody else, like now at this point, if someone else is streaming through the game. Now I want to come and watch them stream through the game, and try also not to spoil it. But uh, I mean that goes cool. I'm gonna start the episode now. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, you know what? You know what I am gonna do? Wait, sorry. False alarm. Not false alarm, but um, I'm going to do one thing first. Still waiting on the Dimer videos. Okay, that's Dimer video is hard. I am. It's actually insane. Di- I have no thought. It's insane just how little I can think of Daima. And like that's the part that is almost the part in itself that I almost want to make a video about. Making a video of why I feel nothing for Daima. But it's you know what, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save. And I guess actually if anything the easiest thing I can do is can I okay. I could what I can do is maybe let me see if I can maybe I can skip to episode 7 and just watch the OP myself because I never ended up doing that. I accidentally skipped it. So I want to do that, but I'll turn the audio off because last time I also did that, I got copyright stricken with the OP. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start episode 7 and I'm going to fast forward it until I get to the OP, which I don't remember when that happens, so I can actually look at it this time. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I've never done this before. This is actually new. Okay, because I've never replayed an episode replayed. You may perform witchcraft to jump forward in time. Okay, yeah, all right. Ooh, this is cool because I never had any reason to do this before. Okay, okay, but I just want the OP. Interesting. This is cool. Anyway, so it would have to just be this part, right? It would just be the beginning, right? Okay, it's convenient indeed. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it makes sense. Oh wait, no, this is hang on. This isn't even the this isn't even the OP. Hang on, no. So I have to go back to the I've got to go back. No, because that didn't even show me. I think that skipped the part with the OP probably. I don't remember. Do you guys remember when the OP plays? I can't remember. I'm gonna do that again then, and I'm gonna start the episode 7. Okay, because Oh, that was cool. Anyway, okay, let's. I know how to. So let's fast forward and see when this all happens. And I can't remember how this starts. Oh, okay, yeah. This is the funeral, and that's this. Then this is introducing Will. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, I skipped this last time. So let's see when they cry for. Okay. Yep. There's this. There was Beatrice and I mean, sorry, Battler and Beatrice's coffin. Golden butterfly in the chapel. Rokujima being caught in the twilight of darkness. Battler, who barely appeared in this episode, fucking false advertising. Sky, the theme song. There's Leon, and I think Will was there as well. Mm. Oh, yep, there's the secret passage. Just it's a story. Oh, my love. There's Bernie. Yep. Okay. What I've understood is that the OP does not tell you shit. There's not even really that many hints about what that thing was about. Just seems kind of generic. Anyway, okay. Now let's continue. Let's go back onto episode 8. Can I just load? Yeah. Oh no no. I muted it for copyright because last time I had the last time I had I showed an OP. It like yeah the copyright took the episode, although because it was well it was like slightly different. Actually, I can probably check on my I've got YouTube Studio open before. They all had copyright before, but it was like they all do say copyright content found, but then it says the owner allows the content to be on YouTube. But there was some I don't know. There was something else that happened when one time where it had the OP on it, so I just decided I'll mute the OP music so nothing happens weirdly this time. It wasn't. It must have been episode 6 then maybe. Episode 6, part 1. I don't know. Anyway, everything. That was just something I just felt like I should do. So we live in a society. Let's go back to Steam. All right, now let's start episode 8. Final episode for real this time. Two silhouettes could be seen in the chapel. Big brother and a little sister. Yep. So this continues where episode 7 ended off, with Battler comforting with Ange with like a real good story of Rokujima. The big brother who would never return from that day 12 years in the past, and the little sister who waited all alone 12 years in the future. However, the big brother knew everything, understood everything, and the little sister knew nothing, understood nothing. So, no matter how much time passed, the little sister remained as the girl she had been 12 years before. She remained a 6-year-old girl forever. Her sobs into his chest finally subsided. She quietly waited for his next words. After patting her head gently, the big brother fished around inside his shirt pocket. Then he took that out. Are you listening, Ange? Take good care of this. What is it? A key? Butler took a large key attached to a necklace out of his pocket and then handed it to Ange. It was large enough to cover his entire palm, and little Ange probably would be able to wrap her hand all around the way around it. The key glittered gold and had a beautiful, intricate design. Its weight alone made it clear this key was something very important. Butler put the necklace around Ange's neck. This precious key is yours alone. Oh, cute, baby Ange! Oh, cute! Ah, yay! Sometimes when they had these things of like, oh, here's like Battler from like 12 years old Battler before he left the Uchiramira family. They didn't have like children, little baby sprites there, but there's sprite for this. That's cute. What does it look like originally? Yeah, it looks pretty similar. Oh, it's so cute. She's a little baby. What's it for? The time to use it will come soon. When it does, you'll have to decide for yourself. Understand? Of course, she didn't have a clue what Battler was saying, but she did realize he was telling her to take good care of this key. So Ange nodded, at least in response to that part. In her hand, the key had felt heavy. However, now that it was around her neck, it felt as light as an ordinary necklace. How strange. Okay, let's go. Where to? She'd been sure her brother was about to sit down. After all, just a second ago, he said he'd tell her what happened on Rokkenjima on that day. She'd expect him to tell her here. On that day, on that island. Just what is it that happened? I thought you were going to tell me about that, Oni-chan. Absolutely, and you'll be given the chance to listen. However, to you, it may not feel as though you're merely listening to a story. What does that mean? What you really want isn't to know what happened on that island on that day. So he does understand after all. What happened on that island that day? Trying to answer that question was all I was capable of, so I wished for nothing more. But if I could, I'd want to go there. To that island. On that day. To Rokkenjima. On that day I couldn't go. To the Ushiromiya family mansion. To Mom and Dad. To all the cousins, all the relatives. And everyone else. I want to go back. To that island on that day. So I remain the way I was on that day. My heart and soul stopped. Stuck as a 6-year-old forever. I want to go home. I know. Mom, Dad, Oni-chan, everyone. I want to go home to where everyone is. That's why I've decided to invite you there. Huh? Your Oni-chan is the game master now. Only those who know everything about the game board can open it up and invite pieces in. So I'll invite you to come to the game board. You'll take me to Rokkenjima on that day? That's right. I'll invite you to the Rokkenjima of 1986. Will I be able to see everyone? Of course. Even though my memory is vague and I can't remember everyone's face clearly? You'll remember soon enough. And though it'll be a reunion after 12 years for you, it'll only be a short gap for us. Everyone will welcome you. When you finally return from the distant future, everyone will welcome you. Will I be able to stay there forever? Ange, listen to me carefully. The Rokkenjima family conference usually ends after a single night. Because of that typhoon that day, the boat couldn't come and it lasted 2 nights. So when the typhoon passes, I'll have to leave the island again? Not exactly. That decision is yours as well, Ange. If you want to, if you've decided that your life is so miserable that you just want to kill yourself and get it over with, to just die on Rokkenjima because you feel like you should have died there with your family, that's your decision to make. You'll decide that yourself. I understand, of course. I don't exist on the island that day. It's a miracle. I don't want to leave. I know. I'll be with everyone forever. I'll stay with my family. Even if Oni-chan says I have to head back, I'll stay on Rokkenjima. You can stay or you can leave, but it's not as though one of those is the right choice. That's not how it works, Ange. Even so, you'll let me choose? Yes, that's what the key is for. I've already made my decision. You don't have to decide now. Time to choose will come soon. When it does, you must use your honest heart to choose how you will use that key. You don't need to listen to anything your Oni-chan tells you. You're free to choose your own answer in any way you like. However, if you're a good kid and you can trust your Oni-chan, if I can, then believe everything Oni-chan says. I'll believe all of it. That will lead to the best choice for you. Listen to your Oni-chan's words and believe everything. Can you do that? I don't know. That's good enough. Believe whatever you want to. That's also a choice you can make. If I don't believe Oni-chan, will I wake up from this dream? That won't happen, so don't worry. I already told you. There's no right decision. You can go or you can stay. That's for you to decide. And you don't mean to make your decision right now. Yep. There is a choice your Oni-chan wants you to make. Even so, Oni-chan wants to respect your decision and that you reach it of your own accord, regardless of what it happens to be. At that moment, she noticed a book lying on the chapel's altar. The book had a lock on it and was sealed, so that it could not be read without a key. Will this key unlock that book? Don't touch that book. It's like, don't you dare talk, don't you dare. It's like, that's Beatrice, you can't touch that. Come on, let's go. I'm inviting you to come back to October 4th, 1986. Okay. It's like, that's between me and Beatrice, Ange. You cannot interfere in that. Welcome back, Ange. This will be the last time. I'm opening this game board one last time. For you. Because, like, you know, everybody else knows the truth and stuff, but, like, that doesn't really help you and your situation. Especially given that you were the kind of the protagonist, one of the protagonists in episode 4 was all about you, so episode 8's all gonna be all about you as well. Yeah, because we've all accepted that anything could happen in Rokkenjima. Some stuff does happen in Rokkenjima. We kind of know who the culprit is, maybe. It doesn't really help Ange deal with her grief about losing everything. So maybe in the game board we might be able to find some kind of answer there for her. An answer in the answers arc, you could say. Anyway, now it's not. The OP has started, so I'm going to mute this. This looks the same as the episode 7 one, though. If it's just the same this entire time, then yeah, no. Okay, this actually does. Maybe the OP is the same every time, and it's just normally since it's been such a very long time since I've watched them all, I just didn't realize. I think that actually might be the case. I think this is exactly the same as the episode 7's one. If that's the case, then that's also mean that. Does that mean that Will and Leon have been there since the beginning of episode? Well, of course it has, because they. Oh, I don't know, because they were all. These were bundled all at once, but they weren't. They were bundled all at once, but I think they were released one episode at a time. So if this OP has been the same since episode 5, then that means that they've already known what's going to happen in the next few episodes. Which, like, makes sense that things would be planned like that, but you just never really know. Because, plans change and everything. Characters change, you might just come up, and that's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Welcome back to Umineko When They Cry. Hi, Gabby, good to see you. Yep. Hi, Alley Cat. Here we go. The usual stuff. Okay, I looked it up. Looks seems 1 to 3 have the same OP. 4 has a unique one. 5 and 6 share one, and 7 and 8 share one. Okay. That's not confusing at all. Tale of October 4th, 1986 always begins with Battler's screams. Except for episode 1, where I'm pretty sure it began at them at the airport before we actually get there, but that was actually kind of weird now I think about it. But this time, one thing was different. There was another yell. Oh, cute. Angel's coming. I guess 5 and 6 were the Erica episodes. Okay. Oh, there we go. How long it's been. Something. I've also loved that, like, as the episodes have come on, the achievement of something's different this time has come progressively quicker and quicker. All right, I heard the thing. You know what I heard the sound. You know what that time is then? It is system time. Ishiro, Mia, and where the fuck is she? Oh, she's there. Okay. And there's Beatrice. Has there always been room for another person like that? I guess so. Rudolph and Kyrie's daughter, Battler's younger sister from a different mother. She gets sick easily, but she managed to get better just in time to attend this year's family conference. She's so happy this year, surrounded by her beloved family and relatives. How cute is that? Of course, the way they put this here makes it seem like that Ange is somehow Battler's child, but obviously that's not how it works, but they couldn't really fit it. They couldn't put her here, because Beatrice is... I don't know. Okay, there's nothing in the witch world at the moment. Everything's nice and great. There's nothing in tips. Everything's nice and cheerful. And you know, it's interesting because, yeah, from the perspective of the cat box, yes, there could have been infinite variations, and then presumably then, there should be one of the infinite variations where Ange does show up. And would, like, in terms of actual, like, realistic things that could happen, you know, then surely there should have been a realistic version where Ange is well enough to attend the family conference. The problem is it doesn't work because Ange is afterwards is very clearly a real person who was alive after the events and doesn't know what happens. So, but then again, in Ange's timeline, Ava is also somebody who's still alive. But then because Ava didn't tell anybody, it's still, I don't know. Anyway, so it's like theoretically this kind of game should have always existed, but because of the fact that Ange is still alive, the end means that it can't happen, even in the infinite number of worlds of the cat box. I am so look at my reading comprehension. Aren't I so good at this, guys? I like to believe that. I guess Battler-kun hasn't changed much these past 6 years. He's as energetic as ever. Plus, Anne and Maria look more cheery than usual this year. Oh, first time we've had all 5 cousins together. Sure, Johnny Key, this is way too fast, right? I'm begging you, Arthur, driver, to slow down before it's too late. Yeah, this is too fast. I'm so pathetic. I want to go faster. So faster. Oh god, because now I'm just like, you know, I kind of have like my baby girl voice I've been doing for Maria, but Anja's even more of a baby. Thank goodness. I was worried about Nanja's health, but it'd be too sad to leave her behind at home. I'm glad we decided to bring her anyway. Wasn't she very sick shortly before you left? She was all better this morning. Kids can be so incredible sometimes. She's the kind of person whose health takes a hit when she's stressed. It's not that strange for people like that to get all better when the big day finally comes. She must have really been looking forward to playing with all 5 of the cousins together. Ho ho, just watching them play together makes you feel charged with energy, doesn't it? Alright, what other song and dances are we gonna get through at this point? It's kind of interesting as well that it's like we're getting back more to the island as opposed to the game and the witches. You're out of shape, George Anarchy. You know, anyone who has to run the race to make it before the bell every day gets strong every leg by default. In other words, being a fast runner is proof you sleep in a lot.
Oni-chan always sleeps in. He didn't wake today either, so I had to wake him up. Right?
A stomp followed by a flying elbow, and that body flex from the top rope at the end there just about finished me.
That sounds more likely to put you in eternal sleep. Sounds fun. I want to do it too. I'll bet Oni-chan sleeps in tomorrow too. We'll wake him up together this time, okay?
It's like Chibiusa and Chibi Chibi. Like when you think you've seen the smallest character, an even smaller one shows up. Yes, this is what will stop the island blowing up. The 6-year-old girl! I wouldn't say I miss Erica, but it would be very funny if Erica started beefing with a 6-year-old too. Oh, hello, Shannon. Are you real this time? Probably not. Father, it's me, Kraus. It's about time for you to get ready. Oh, Dr. Nanjo. How's father doing? No need to worry. He's changing as we speak. What? I think he's just a little nervous. Who are you calling nervous? Okay, this is new. I mean, okay. Let's see if he's real or just a metaphor at this point. No, I cannot find my favorite one-winged necktie pin. How many times must I tell Natsuhi? My possession must never be moved without my approval. Make it in time? Do you think you could give us a little longer? We'll come down as soon as he's ready. Understood. I'm counting on you, Dr. Nanjo. Father, I must say that necktie pin looks splendid on you. This necktie pin, you say? This pin? A family conference is held about 1 a year. There shall be no compromise. I must have that necktie pin. Where is it? Where? Oh, look, Kendo's a nice guy here. He's not a horrible rapist. Battler had the objective detective's viewpoint in the first 4 games, but now that he's the game master, he can show whatever he wants, I suppose. Okay, that's true. Yeah, I mean, he did make the other game in the 5th, whatever it was, the 6th game. So basically what you're saying is this whole thing is just like saccharine sweet because this is just a game that Battler... It's essentially Battler telling a story to his little sister. But like, here's a nice story about all of our family being nice together and not killing each other.
My tummy ache right this way. I rub my tummy clockwise. That's a magical ritual to heal tummy aches.
Now, Maria, quiet down. What's that butler? You've grown so big. It's been 6 years, hasn't it? Well, I do keep getting bigger, at least. Can't really say that about his guts, though. Oh, okay. Interesting. So kabocha is pumpkin in Japanese or something, but she's saying pumpkin in English. Okay. Happy Halloween! And trick or treat! Trick or treat! Happy Halloween, Maria! We're not going to show you the time where we gave you Happy Halloween by murdering all of your mom and everybody and filling their guts with candy. Welcome, my grandchildren. If you don't give me a treat, I'll trick you. Go ahead, Maria.
Happy Halloween, grandfather. I got you a really incredible one this year. You'll be surprised.
Come on, aren't you two? Give this to grandfather. Oh, Maria, you're always so thoughtful. Grandpa's so happy. Aw, he's like, yep, this is my game. I can ride it how I want. Kinzo is actually a nice guy, we swear. Master, your dignity. Oh, that's right. You've pleased your grandfather greatly, my granddaughter. In return for the treat you have given me, I promise not to trick you at all this coming year.
Now it's your turn, grandfather. If you don't give me a treat, I'll prank you.
Indeed, I'm well aware. Genji? Yeah. Here you go, Maria. Here's a present for me. I'm warning you, it's so cute. Such a waste to give it up to you. Master, dignity. It's a present from the Ishiromiya head to Maria. It is a cute, an item worthy of the Ishiromiya family's dignity and grace. So take good care of it.
Thank you, grandfather. I love you.
Ooh. Oh, Maria, my adorable granddaughter. Happy Halloween, grandfather. This is from me.
Happy Halloween. This one's mine. I hope you like it.
So cute. Yeah, it's like, what if you had a nice grandfather who just wanted to make jokes and you guys would give him a present every year? Like it was like a birthday present or something, and then he gives you a present. Aw, it's so nice. I'm so happy. Oh, and Battler too. I'm so glad you've returned to the family. It's been lonely without you these 6 years. Well, anyway, happy Halloween. Not sure if you'll like it though. Don't worry, Battler. I know you have things you want to say, things you have to ask. But now is not the time. Grandfather, I am glad you have returned to the Ishiromiya family. It makes me feel happy. Yeah, like, was Ichiromiya Kinzo always this kind of person?
Hang on a second. Battler, I may have only been 6, but I'm not that stupid. Grandfather was never like this.
not even me. Isn't this how it should be? Isn't this the Ishirome Kinzo I expect? The Ishirome Kinzo I understand? I was like a puppet carrying a tea tray. Grunge! Oh, Grandpa is so happy. I'm so glad to be blessed with such lovely grandchildren. I feel happy, so happy. The tears won't stop. Master, your nose is running. That's in your dignity. Oh, Genji, forgive me. Aww. Picks them himself every year. He does what every year? He picks what himself? This bizarre ceremony happens every year. This is like family life goals, right? To have a family like this. Oh. No, it's just like yeah, just like having a little girl and getting to enjoy herself. According to the weather report, we can expect a big storm sometime tonight. It's supposed to be a typhoon. Looks like we'll be stuck here for more than one night again. I do not mind in the least. You may stay here as long as you wish. It will mean seeing my adorable grandchildren's faces more. I would pray for rain every day. Give us a break. We do have work to get back to. Too noisy in the city. Like, what's going on? Why is everything so happy? Why is everyone so nice? Why are there no horrible conversations about inheritance? Why isn't it? It's like, isn't that reality, right? Isn't reality supposed to be sad and cruel? Ange, you okay?
Yeah.
What's wrong, Ange? You look a little down. She's just tired out. Come on, let's all head back together. What's wrong? Can you tell me?
It's nothing.
No. Yeah, I mean she is sticks. So if she looks a bit odd, like there could be any number of reasons, like just being tired. I assume Rosa is not abusing her child in this timeline either. Is everything okay? Yeah, she's fine. Sorry, would you mind going on ahead of us? Sure, got it. See you later.
Oni-chan,
What is it?
where are we?
Where are we? We're on Rockinjima, right?
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
How is this Rockinjima?
It's the Rockinjima of October 4th, 1986. The Rockinjima you've wanted to see for so long.
That's a lie.
Why do you say that?
This is totally fake.
I don't lie.
How is this supposed to be the truth?
What don't you like about it?
Yoshiromiya Kinzo, for example. He wasn't anything like that, right?
What grandfather would smile when he's been reunited with his grandchildren after a long time?
Yoshiromiya Kinzo wasn't that kind of person. Yoshiromiya Kinzo was...
Strict, discontented, short-tempered and quick to anger?
So you do understand. What was all that back there? How was that supposed to be Yoshiromiya Kinzo? Halloween? Exchanging presents? What the hell was that? It's nothing like Yoshiromiya Kinzo. This is nothing like Rockinjima.
Don't you remember, Ange?
Remember what?
We did that every year, didn't we? Is he trying to... He's trying to gaslight... I'm going to... You were only 6 years old. I could gaslight you into believing anything.
Every year that?
Well, I guess it's no surprise. The last time you went to a family conference, you were less than 6 years old. So it's only natural that you wouldn't remember. Oh, jeez. This is what this is about? This episode is basically being like, listen, Ange, if you want, let's give an answer. Here is an answer for you, Ange. All the horrible things that you thought about the everything you remember about the hang on. Everything you remember about the Ushiramiya family that was horrible and sad and depressing and weird and adult. You were only 6 years old. What makes you think that your memory is accurate? Maybe you're wrong this whole time. Because everybody else in the Ushiramiya family is dead. The island is blown up. There's no more evidence left. So, like, if you want to believe that actually it was a happy ending and it was a happy story, you can do that. Is that what this is about?
It's only natural that I don't remember.
Yeah, she couldn't accept it. It's true that Ichiro Kendo was a rigid man. When he was younger, he was really strict with his kids, apparently. And well, it's probably not wrong to say that it was pretty traumatic in Dad and the others, and that they're still a bit scared of him. Yeah, the Kinto we also saw this time is from someone else's perspective. Kinto was dead at the beginning of the thing. Yeah, that's the other point. Although I don't know if Ange from the future knows that part. times, Kinzo may have even acted out this part people expected to make his presence look overpowering, and that's why the world at large spoke of Ushiromir Kinzo as a strict, short-tempered man. And they even thought of him as a fickle, bold, incomprehensible eccentric. Interesting. But that was just the face grandfather showed to the world. That's not how he acted in private, alone with his family. Interesting. I get what he's saying here.
You saying that weeping old man who doted on his grandchildren is the real Ushiro Kinzo?
He must have played with you and patted your head many times. Do you really not remember? Stuff like that might have happened once or twice. But that must have been a mere whim of his. My parents told me all the time, grandfather's a terrifying person, so make sure you act properly. They always said that he's very scary, so take care. Oh yeah, what have you missed? Okay, so I finished episode 7, episode 8. Episode 8, this is Battler is telling a new tale, essentially telling a story to Ange to make her feel better about, the horrible situation she is in the future. And at this point, he is essentially gaslighting Ange and saying, okay, sure, you may have remembered the Ushiromiya family is a kind, cold, uncaring place, but you were only 6 years old at the time. You mind, who's to say that your memories of what happened were actually accurate? And with nobody else alive, now that Ava's dead, there's nobody else who can confirm whether any of this is true or not. So, why don't you just believe that everything was actually quite nice, and all the horrible rumors were, a bit misappropriated or over-exaggerations? That's what I think they're going at. And that means he was a scary person. When you were little, you would always accept whatever your parents said and take it too seriously. To put it nicely, you were obedient, but to put it bluntly, you were a kid with an overactive imagination. Dad and the others were just trying to make you realize how important it was to be polite.
I saw it though! I knew about it! I knew that Ushiromi Kinzo was a scary person. I've even seen him yelling in anger. I'll never forget it.
Well, like you just saw just now, Grandfather could be a bit abrupt at times. He might have just been trying to surprise you. Or it might have slipped out when he was having a serious discussion with his kids.
You think I just got scared for no reason and got the wrong idea? That can't be true. I mean, I still remember it. I know I saw Ushiromi Kinzo yelling and being scary. Mom and Dad were terrified too, so I know I'm right.
The impression you had of Grandfather when you were young remained with you, and that impression grew inside of you as you grew up. How many times did Angie see Kinzo in her life? How old was she the last time she saw him? Angie got sick easily when under pressure, couldn't have gone to Rokkanjima often. And since she was absent for the family conference when she was 6, her last memories of him must have come when she was just 5 years old.
But even you haven't seen Ushiromi Kinzo for 6 years.
That's right. But when I finally came back after 6 years, I saw that Grandfather hadn't changed in the slightest.
Kinzo was fickle, so you could never understand what he was thinking. And he was an eccentric with a creepy love for the occult, and
it's true that he had a love for the occult. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange hobby for him to get into in his final years. I'll admit that his hobby of collecting strange objects to scare his grandchildren and laugh at them wasn't exactly praiseworthy. Oh, he'd do things like showing off an attache case with 7 strange stakes in it, and say something on how they were once used in the Middle Ages to gouge the hearts of victims in a witch's ceremony, huh? 7 stakes of purgatory, you say. When Kinzo did things like that, it was pretty scary, but looking on them now, they really were childish pranks. Grandfather only scared his grandchildren because he wanted to joke around with them. Interesting. Yeah, this all makes sense, right? That it's where we're all clouded by the perceptions based on things like, your own biases, your current trauma, your past trauma, childhood trauma that might not necessarily have been based on, might not have been intentional, right? You might have just gotten scared by something, even though they weren't trying to scare you. The message is the same in Dante's Divine Comedy. Really? I mean, I was just thinking, I was just thinking about Fate again, where if you summon if you have summoned a character, a person from history, and they were actually a normal person, but then history distorted them and made them view them as a monster, and so then that kind of ties into their like their version of them that gets summoned, like Elizabeth Bathory and like fucking Vlad Tepesh. He's like, I don't want to stop calling me a vampire. That Bram Stoker. I was just a warlord of Romania who may have impaled people on stakes. But I wasn't a vampire. God damn it. Vampires aren't real. Yeah, she understood. Remember how we traded Halloween presents in the parlor just now?
What was that all about? You sure your family never did anything that sentimental.
It's almost as though you don't remember it at all.
Are you saying I got presents once too? I don't remember anything like that. That could never happen.
That's interesting. So it's almost like this is, almost like it's like the like the complete opposite of the versions that Bernie is telling. But, we kind of thought, oh, because Bernie's a witch, then surely she has some better understanding of the truth than everybody, but that's not necessarily true. Do you really think that grandfather, a man who loved the occult and Western traditions, wouldn't celebrate Halloween? Grandfather's Happy Halloween was pretty much the standard greeting at our family conference. He must have said that to you too. It makes sense. Like, it makes sense. That's the thing. It makes sense. Of course, it feels wrong in our heads because we've had 6 episodes of them not being like this, but they have all been from unreliable narrators. Except for Battler, maybe. But Battler isn't real. Battler died on Rokkenjima 12 years ago. So, he's dead too! This can be so cruel. Even though grandfather put all his heart into choosing those presents, it looks like your heart didn't remember anything. Yeah, episode 2 shows Halloween too. Yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Maria. That's the whole thing, right? You could almost say, Ange, that without love, it cannot be seen. Huh? Huh? What do you think? I never heard of anything about a present like that. You could say small bombs are the greatest trick of all. I love that apparently, like, the small bombs thing has just become, like, the most memeable part of Umineko, and at least of all of Battler's stupid things. I mean, obviously, to the point, obviously, the story itself, as time goes on as well, has started making jokes about the small bombs thing. But I guess the fandom must have done it as well, and then Ryokichi07 was probably putting that in there. It's like, yeah, no, you're right, that was silly. I like that you guys are talking about how silly it is. I never heard anything about a present like that. Mom never gave it to me. Yeah, because Mom fucking died. True, she never had the chance, yeah.
I don't believe it. I won't believe that was Ushirumi at Kenzo.
And what about the family conference itself? Wasn't there a tense argument over the distribution of the inheritance? All of the adult siblings were in money trouble. That's why they loved for Kinzo's inheritance money. Ange, where did you hear that from?
What do you mean, where?
It's the truth, isn't it? Do you think Dad would talk to you about financial difficulties with his company when you were that age? And not just Dad. Even if Uncle Kraus, Aunt Ava, and Aunt Rosa were in money trouble and wanted Kinzo's inheritance money, do you really think they'd talk about it in front of you?
But it's true, isn't it?
In the end, it was true. Angel's words were not mistaken. Not only Rudolph, even Kraus, Hideyoshi, and Rosa had companies in money trouble. Oh, okay. People started talking about the Rokkenjima explosion accident as though it was some kind of conspiracy, and a mystery imagined by the public covered the island. Weekly magazines and television shows researched the circumstances of Kinzo's children at the time, and in the future when Angel lived, that research would be made public. Yeah, okay, this is what I assumed. Okay, the Rokkenjima explosion accident. That's what this was. Like I said, we didn't find out that until episode 7. That so this place used to be a military base, and there are bombs that blow up like half the island, and clearly that happened. And because actually all of this happened, it wasn't because everybody was murdered. It was that everybody was caught up in the explosion, except for Ava. So like Yeah, it's all just how the public perceives these things that we don't have actual truth about and we don't have evidence for. This is just my personal interpretation. I think the reason Beatrice let Battler get away with the small bombs theory is because denying any kinds of bombs in the red would be way too dangerous to her large bomb secret. Oh shit! Oh! Oh, that's, you know what? That's actually a good point. Yeah, Rob, that was revealed in the end, like at in the like epilogue number 1 of episode 7. I don't know, it was last yesterday. There was a whole story about that. The Essentially Bernie was just kind of decided to want to be a dick again, so she made up a story where everybody dies because Rudolph and Kyrie shoot everyone dead so they can get all the money for themselves. But she also puts in there. She also reveals a little bombshell about how there's enough explosions. There's like a secret detonator clock that's in the room with the gold, and if you set it to a certain switch at midnight, if it's at that thing, bombs will all go off and blow up the island. Learned about all of that after 1986. But it's a fact, isn't it? There's no difference between facts and truth. Does that prove that the inheritance created a strange atmosphere between the relatives on Rokkanjima? I guess that might fit with your memory of your parents telling you repeatedly the extra light at the family conference. Are you saying that what I know about Rokkanjima, what I know about the Ushiromiya family, is wrong? You're the one who's wrong, Oni-chan. Regular explosives crammed the island's foundation. Well, it's like there's like underground tunnels and shit, and so in the underground tunnels, there's the explosives probably. Now the question is, are we going to have in this story? Are we going to have a thing where we find the explosives and manage to disarm them? Because that would be great, right? So you don't believe, Ange? You believe in magic? What about this? This is the same thing, isn't it? This is your game, your game board, isn't it? First it was Beto and Byrne, one which after another has sneered at my fate, trying to make me surrender in their games. But I want the truth. Witch illusions won't work on me. Now I guess, you damn witches. So you've sent Oni-chan as a final assassin to finish me off. Alright, this is my game. So of course this is my tale, and I'm the one making it. That's why I'm able to add in what-if situations, like what would happen if you came to the island too. See? You made this tale. It's all a pack of lies, a fiction you created. It's all just fiction. You're right. This is all a fiction I created. See, you've admitted it. Because there's something I need you to understand. Something more important than the truth. Something more important than the truth? What the hell are you talking about? The purpose of my game is to make you understand that. Just as Beto's games were made to make Battler believe in witches, Battler's game was made to show Ange something that was more important than the truth. That actually, you don't know shit. And despite everything that you said, people have been telling you that they have facts and objective facts, that doesn't actually change the situation of what went down on Rokkanjima that day. Games never bring about their intended ends by force. After all, Beto's game could never be won for all eternity unless Battler acknowledged witches on his own. Battler's game was the same. Battler couldn't win this game unless Ange acknowledged it herself. Yep. To believe it or not, to accept it or not, the decision lay solely in the hands of the opponent. And so, Battler was trying to enshroud Ange with his own illusion. I finally get it. This is a game between me and you, Oni-chan. Ange, I'm not trying to challenge you to a game. No, this is a game. I made a wish hoping to learn the truth about October 4th, 1986. And so you invited me to this game, saying that you'd show me the truth. And now you're showing me this strange illusion, trying to make me believe it's the truth. Well, too bad. I'm already used to dealing with witches. I can totally tell you're trying to use that kind face of yours to trick me. And this is fun because, we have gone through so much together. And we've understand so much around the truth of magic that we are on Battler's side here. Like, we understand what Battler is understanding. Whereas And just basically like how Battler was in the first few games, where she doesn't understand this is all just a metaphor trying to make her understand. It's clever, very clever. I've had more than enough of this stupid farce. If you don't plan on telling me the truth, then end it all now. I'll find my own truth for myself. I won't rely on you. That's right, there never was anyone I could rely on anyway. I've always been all alone. Sorry, I won't let you leave this game. That's right. Unless the game master admits defeat, the game never ends, right? That isn't what I meant. I'm just telling you to stay quiet and listen. Oh, sure, I'll just stay quiet then. Even if a player isn't around, the pieces just move by themselves and the game moves forward. Isn't that how it works? That's right. A player can step back and become an observer for a while if you want, and they can return and join in when they want to. Then I'll do that. This is an endurance contest. It'll keep on going until you stop trying to cover up the truth. Something more important than the truth? I don't get it. How could anything like that exist? It does, Ange. Whether my tale is the truth or not, the fact remains you lost something precious on this island. Dad, Mom, and you, Oni-chan. I lost my family and everything that mattered to me. Just keep going however you like. Later, Oni-chan. Please make sure you watch the tale. Even just listening is enough. If I feel like it, later.
Oni-chan,
What is it?
how long are we gonna stand here? The weather's all weird. Let's go back to the guest house.
You're waiting here. Who are you waiting for? Huh? It's Beatrice slash. Alright, is it black haired Beatrice? White Beatrice? Is it Claire? Is it Leon? Is it, Yasu? So here you are. I've been waiting a while now. So here you are. Ah, this one. You're late, Beto. Am I? I'd call it early. You should ride in that boat as I've rest every now and then. You mean grasp the handrail and scream alongside you? Yeah, sure, let's scream, full. I see, how interesting. Yes, I suppose I did arrive too late. Oh, and you must be Ange. Look, even she can be so cute when she's 6 years old. Oni-chan, who is this person? Friend of mine. Friend? You say that? Oni-chan's friend? This is Beatrice. You've heard her from Grandfather, haven't you? Found the golden witch who gave the Ishimiya family its gold? Haven't I heard that before? Golden witch. Now I remember. That was the scary witch who would right, because this is like piece Ange. This isn't like player Ange, so she doesn't. It's her perspective now of the piece. The scary witch who would snatch you up and carry you off into the forest. Mom said that on rainy nights, if you look out the window at the dark forest, you might see the witch looking back at you and get snatched away. Which must mean that I'm supposed to be wandering around in the cold rain, looking into each window to find kids staying up too late. Pathetic that would be. Good point. And your parents just made that story up to get you to go to bed on time. Beatrice doesn't do stuff like that. Very well, allow me to introduce myself. I am Beatrice, the Golden Witch. Let me sit the thing. Here she is. Beatrice, the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. She passed the limits of humans, and like demons, will sometimes appear in response to the summons made by humans, to offer her power in exchange for a price. She's been called here for a ceremony involving the return of a vast amount of gold, which the Ushiromiya family received from her grandmother. Wait, what? Oh yeah, her grandma. Yeah, right, yes. Rokonjima no longer has any need for the old arguments and tragedies. Right. So this is Yasu. That's why they're saying the grandmother, because she is the grandmother. She is the grandchild of the original Beatrice. But yeah, obviously this is a story of like hey, we understand your deal now, so you can just be here to return the gold, because that's kind of what essentially you probably did in reality, probably. Oh, or her grandchild at least. Grandchild? That grandchild part's a bit of a killjoy. Well, it's true, isn't it? The person the grandfather got the gold from and called Golden Witch was your grandmother, right? She has a totally different demeanor to her nowadays, not like Bito, who is either 1, unhinged and evil, or 2, trying to find her life purpose. Temporary depression, then falls for battle apart. So this is option 3, Bito is nice. Okay, yeah, Bito's 1 unhinged or evil. Then... Because the unhinged and evil Bito is kind of more of a metaphor, though. Because, like, the idea that, anything they would try to, tear their family apart and cause a bomb to explode the island would be unhinged and evil. She was like a metaphor for that. Whereas 2 is like Yasu, which is like something which is probably the truth about this girl who came in as a servant and was essentially, basically doesn't really know what to do with her life, and then she falls in love with Battler, yeah. But this is a situation where Battler does understand, because, well, Battler understands the truth now, so he understands her, so they can actually just be a couple now. I guess the grandchild of the Golden Witch am I. Can I get a better title than that? Is this person a witch? Yep, she is. She's a guest who's been invited to the family conference today. She isn't a scary witch? She's not going to take me into the fight into birth? Damn Rudolph and Kyrie. Just what do they think they're telling this kid about me? I don't do things like that. Lodge a fair protest later. What's this key for? It's just precious key. I see. Is that how it is? I thought it'd be easier to understand if I made it clear what you're supposed to do. Fear not, Ange. No one's going to steal your precious key. Are you sure? Of course. That key belongs to you, and the choice is yours. Father and the rest of us are merely signposts to guide you on your path. You know what this key is used for? But of course. However, I cannot tell you. Why not? Because you must decide how to use that key for yourself. You'll know soon enough. Don't waste time thinking about it. Fear not. It is impossible for anyone to steal that key from you. No one can steal it? I'd say that it has been imbued with magic to make it so. At any rate, fear not. Neither I nor Battler nor anyone else in this island can steal that key from you. Really? Yeah, really. Magic won't let them. Does magic really exist? Yeah, magic exists. There it is! Really? Maria spoke of me often, did she not? She says that witches exist, and often she tells you that magic exists, correct? Then show me. Show me magic, or I won't believe you. Hold up a sec. You just arrived on the island. She hasn't even got to say hi to everyone on the mansion yet. Magic is just a bunch of lies. I know. Hey, stop that. You'll hurt Mito's feelings. No, it's no problem. Anyone would say that upon meeting a witch. Normally, I would ignore provocation about a small child, but she is your little sister after all. Why don't we give her a special showing? Are you sure? Of course I am. Much carefully, Ange. Okay. You gonna do the teacup trick, or is it something else? Nothing's happening. Don't jump to conclusions. I haven't used magic yet. See? Look carefully at my palm. I'm not hiding anything, correct? Yeah, there's nothing there. Watch closely. I'll make a fist, and then stretch out my index finger. Watch the tip of my finger closely. Ready? It'll be fast. Ready? I'm going to open my hand. What? How? How, Oni-chan? Oh, it's the candy, of course. How? How was the trick? Wasn't it Oni-chan? Oni-chan? Nope, that was magic. You were watching the whole time, weren't you? Mm-hmm. It's time for me to head to the mansion to pay my respects. You should come along, Butler. I'll suffocate if I have to go alone. You sure? Then I'll join you. Yeah, back. Erica silently fuming just off screen, I'm sure. She's like, yes, I will fight with this. Well, Erica's probably like, I want to fight with the 6-year-old. You go back to the guest house?
I want to stay with you, Oni-chan.
Okay. So this is saying in episode 6 about a bit about the Beatrice fusion dance between the spooky legend Beatrice and Butler's ideal Beatrice to make the Beatrice you'll love. Metaphor of how Claire created the Beatrice persona. Okay. Alright, I see what you mean though. Okay. Okay, no, because I didn't realize that was a metaphor for essentially the real life part of Beatrice, but that makes sense. So like, but I mean, but Claire already looked like Battler's ideal woman, but I guess the idea is like, because she's fallen in love with Battler and now she wants to almost like be more like, not even like Shannon in terms of the talking about murder mysteries and stuff, but I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's just continue.
Then let's go.
The Golden Witch returns. The Golden Witch's grandchild returned, you mean? We really need to do something about that name. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave that off for today. I think I kind of understand where we're going here. And I want to have something to eat. This is a nice story. I like this. So yeah, it's basically, yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, though, how long we're going to keep doing the story. But, I mean, because, like, yeah, we already, like, now we know the purpose of this game is essentially just being like yeah, Ange, you're only believing the worst possible scenarios because that's what you've heard from all the media. The media is the gossip magazines are all at fault and making you believe the worst possible things. But there could have been nice things. There could have been happiness in this family, you know? So, I mean, it was still a tragedy. They all still got blown up, but like that doesn't mean that everybody was terrible and the family was terrible and there's horrible curses and witches and stuff. Witches could be nice, you know? So why don't you believe what you want? And that, but like, you know, so we kind of already know that. So I guess the question is, how long are we going to keep doing scenes like this? And how does this relate to what Leon and Will are going through? It's a nice ending though, so yeah. Anyway, everyone, as usual, thanks for sticking around. I do really like playing this game and reading it and interacting about it and talking about it with you guys, so yeah. I'll see you next time.